Welcome to Midday Repartee. This is Rotten Glory. I am joined today by a new Thursday co-host, Russ Leach, comic book black belt. How are you doing?
Yeah, doing good. The sun's out. The rain's gone away. It's all good here in the UK.
Nice. Good.
Well, it is in my bit of it anyway.
Well,
It's not
good.
everyone else.
Yeah, it's man, it's been strange. There's a fire burning somewhere nearby where I'm at, so it's a bit smoky in the air. It's a little apocalyptic. Everybody's wearing masks. Everybody thinks, if you breathe on each other, we're gonna die. So, we're a hop, skip, and a jump away from Mad Max shit
Yeah,
going down.
but
Yeah,
it kind of saves you from bad breath. So
yeah,
it's always
right.
always a
Yeah,
silver
that's
lining.
right. Yeah, ever since the show, I just stopped brushing my teeth altogether. I'm like 6 feet away. You're not
Yeah,
catching a whiff.
who cares,
Yeah,
right?
sounds gonna
It's
know.
like, what's the point at this point?
Also with us today, of course, we've got Fresher Luke. How
Hello.
you doing?
I'm good, man.
And we're gonna we're gonna cover some interesting topics today, but then we'll be delving in to Forsaken Gods. Looks
Nice.
like a really really cool project. So that
I
ought
hear
to
the
be a
guy
fun-
who made that project is really handsome.
Not that we would know.
No,
Yeah.
but
Have
that's
you
just
ever
what
been
I
on
heard.
camera?
No.
No. No. What's the
No.
reason for that?
The 12 psychopaths online who are stalking me are trying to
Hmm.
dox me, and yeah, it's sort of a privacy thing as well. So the less I give them to use against me, the better.
I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. Do what you're gonna do. I just don't want to live. I'm not gonna live in fear of it.
Sure,
Just not gonna
but
do it.
there's
But
living in fear, and then there's sort of being practical about it, right? Because I don't want to be walking down the street, and this has happened to me previously when they tried to dox me previously, where I'm walking down the street and someone who I don't know recognizes me and crosses the street and forcibly confronts me about whatever lies they're spreading about me. So
that is so wild, man.
Just what is wrong with people?
What could you have possibly done to generate such ire, man?
it's not what I've done. It's what they think that I've done. Like, if you look up my name on the internet, like, as I told you previously, like, they flooded the Google algorithm with a bunch of archive stuff on 4chan about how apparently, I've threatened people with a knife, or if it's a different story, I've threatened people with a gun, and that police had to show up and escort me out, but yet they don't have a police report to show that, to prove it, and it just spirals out of control. There's so much stuff now, I can't even keep track of it. So, you could just throw a rock at any kind of accusation now and hit it, and it'll be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were wearing Antifa gear, you would have been considered a hero for that same
Yeah.
behavior.
But then they wouldn't know it's me, would they?
Unbelievable. Yeah. Jay Money says, "Ladies."
Ladies.
I guess he's referring to us.
Yeah,
That's kind of.
Or
an
maybe
insult.
he just likes ladies.
Maybe he's just shouting it into the ether.
Oh,
Yeah.
that could be. I'll take that. That sounds better.
Ladies.
Nice.
No, we
Very
are
good.
sexy. We're pretty sexy. I don't know if you guys. I just saw this today and kind of amazed by it, but apparently on I think it was August 15th, there was this big Trump boat parade rally,
Whoa.
and not only was it successful, it was
Good
it
Lord.
broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest
Whoa.
boat parade in the history of the world.
That's
Jeez.
awesome.
So, obviously Trump has no chance of winning an election. Like, he doesn't inspire people to do anything at all.
They're
Yeah.
probably all Russians.
Yeah,
It's
they're all
Russian
bots.
collusion.
All of them.
All of these Russians infiltrated America, bought
Yeah.
boats, and then
Clearly.
they all went out on this lake. And
Damn it, that's photoshopped. I don't believe it.
And every one of them, it's like all American flags flying. I mean, kind of a beautiful sight,
Mm.
Kind of cool. And
and they're social distancing as well, which is great.
correct. I think that's kind of the logic behind it.
Yeah.
And
Don't need no mask on a boat.
Yeah.
The biggest local paper didn't even cover the event. Okay, they didn't even cover it, and it's like a bunch of the next day, a bunch of people wrote in to the paper like disappointed and obviously calling them out on, well, what if this had been Biden? I'm sure you would have been there for that. And of course, the paper denies it. It was just an oversight. Like, yeah, you just missed a Guinness World Record-breaking event. That's no big deal.
Wasn't there you might be covering this soon, but wasn't there a thing recently where Trump said to boycott Goodyear?
Yeah. Again, I don't think he actually said it. That was applied to him after the Goodyear, because there was some internal letter that was released and saying that apparently Goodyear would support all kinds of things, but they wouldn't support like Blue Lives Matter or MAGA or any of that kind of stuff. It was like this. I think it was a slideshow because I think it was like employee orientation saying things that are acceptable, Black Lives Matter, and LGBTQ, things that aren't acceptable, Blue Lives Matter, everything else. But they claim that it isn't real and it didn't exist, and that's not the way they are at all. And apparently the official tires on the presidential car are Goodyear. And I think there was something of we can get those tires off for a start, but he didn't actually come out and say it. I think that's been misconstrued within the press as normal.
Oh wow,
I think the thing that disturbs me most, and I saw it on the television today because they were constantly regurgitating on the BBC what was going on at the Democratic thing that's been going on for the last 2 days. And whenever they have Trump on, it's like wah 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 wah, here comes the clown. And they say they don't have the full clip of what he says. And I'm not a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter. I've got no dog in this game. Okay, this is American politics.
But you can see. I mean, it's got to be so.
I see the cognizant dissonance of it all. I have most of my friends are left leaning. I am left leaning. Okay, and the thing there's I don't know what's more disconcerting. Okay, seeing the fact that there's no fucking choice in politics, or seeing people that you think are discerning and have a brain in their head come squarely down on one side or the other in a rage of bias that you think get red pilled. Red pilling isn't working out that the Democrats are corporate. And that maybe Trump isn't as bad as everybody's telling you on the BBC. Getting red-pilled is understanding there is no fucking choice. Okay, it's them and us. Exactly. That's the red pill, and it freaks me out every time I see this crap on the television. And I think, what are people taking this? They're just sucking this stuff in like mouth breathers, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. How you doing, Dave? By the way.
Hi, Dave. Yeah. All right, my lover.
Before I say some more bullshit, I thought I'd say hello.
Nah, it's all good, all good. I'm enjoying the bullshit. I love it.
It's for a long time up until this, the beer virus thing. It was pretty easy to kind of not have to engage what you were just referring to, Russ, about people just kind of, just drinking the Kool-Aid and being biased one way or the other. But it's like now it's so in your face. You have to engage. You're being forced to engage it.
Yeah, you are.
At this point, it's the walls are closing in,
and you get accused of being one side or the other just by saying, "Hold on a minute, the king has no clothes." Right. It's like this is all bullshit. What the hell is going on? Perhaps David Icke has got something right, and it's like people scream at you like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You're some kind of mad person because you're the only one that's actually engaging their fucking brain.
Yeah, exactly. This was a funny bit of news. I don't know if anyone here. Everyone's. I don't.
Hey, Tim.
But yeah,
it's the Beanie Man.
I don't watch him all the time, but every once in a while, he's got such a great, clickbait title, if you will, that I check it out. But yeah, this was pretty funny. We'll give this a watch.
Let's talk about something funny.
Yes.
And check us out.
This is amazing.
James Lindsay.
Oh,
With a Death Star, Conceptual James.
Yeah.
Tweeted LOL woke at Andrew Doyle. For those who aren't familiar, Andrew Doyle runs a parody Twitter account called Titanium McGrath. And when I saw this tweet, it says LOL woke, and he's quoting Bronco Bookstore, who said, "We've put together a section at the Bronco Bookstore of books that focus on diversity, equity, and inclusivity. Check it out and get the conversation started. All books are also available on our website."
Can I talk about this a little bit?
Sure.
Because I feel like he kind of buried the lead a little bit on this one, because this looks like a great display. So if you click it and look at it, this is fantastic. We can see Stacey Abrams.
We'll make
we
the
can
picture
see.
bigger. Look at this.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
How to be an anti-racist by Ibram X.
This
Kendi.
is wonderful instruction. I'm just surprised, white fragility isn't right here. It's time to talk. It's time to listen. And this bookstore is so woke. You want to know how woke they are, Tim? Look at this book here in the right-hand corner. It is a book that is literally called Woke. And you guys know who it's by, right? That is by our favorite blonde-haired, bespectacled lady on Twitter, Miss Titania McGrath. Titania. My bad.
She's named after
name. The nymph. He's so this guy, Andrew Doyle, is a literature expert, and he read a lot of Shakespeare. And Titania, oh my gosh, is the queen of the fairies. So he picked her name, and
So, I mean,
This guy's
long story
brilliant.
short, yeah, it's a complete, it's satire. It's completely, just brilliantly making fun of all of this, right? And this bookstore is so clueless. And this kind of, it speaks to kind of what we see out in the world right now, where people are just like, everything's right on this surface value, like there's no thought behind anything. It's just, oh, well, this must be a woke book. It says woke right on the cover, right? It must be speaking to our what we think it is, and it's just a pure spoof. And they
If somebody
proudly have it on
screamed-
display there.
Yeah, if somebody screams witch, they must be a witch. This Titania McGrath, he also got banned from Twitter for a while, I believe. He's been doing this stuff for quite some time. He's absolutely brilliant. I was listening to him on a podcast earlier, and again, he's quite left himself. He's
Right.
gay.
I don't think you have to be left and to be gay. Or gay
I
to be
know,
left.
but it's like,
but yeah, I know what you mean.
but
Yeah.
the thing is like
he's not he's not the profile that people would put on him.
yeah.
Yeah, it's that was pretty funny. I don't think you have to be left to be gay.
Maybe you have to be gay to dress left. I don't know. I don't know how gay men have their trousers. So
Well, no, I mean, like, it's guys like him and Milo that sort of break the narrative, because the guys on the left think, these ideologues think, the minorities are all on our side, and then along comes Andrew Doyle and Milo, and they run into the face of that, and I think that's quite telling.
Who's the other guy? The guy that wrote The Madness of Crowds?
Oh,
I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Jonathan Haidt?
No, I'm completely crap with names. I'm close to Alzheimer's. But it's
The Madness of Crowds.
There is a whole bunch of stuff out there, and it's always the minority that put their head above the parapet and say, no, hold on, this is not the way it is. I'm not being oppressed by this group. I'm being oppressed by that group. But of course, then they've got they're the wrong kind of minority. Then you're the wrong kind of gay, or the wrong kind of black, or the wrong kind of woman, or whatever. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I'm speaking from. I'm not ComicsGate, okay? Technically, I'm sure that everybody now thinks I am because I'm here. But I didn't come here to be ComicsGate. I came here to be with people who had open minds.
Right.
And I just happened to veer this way because that was where all the open minds were. Because at least the people that I got involved with, weren't screaming at other people because of what they'd read in another tweet.
Exactly.
And
They
then
were-
you went
they were
and associated
openly-
yourself with a hate group, mate. Honestly.
They are openly discussing, and anybody out there, any of my friends, anybody who knows me, okay, if you want to scream at ComicsGate and call them a hate group, at least before you do that, go and talk to some of them. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm investigating, I'm communicating, I'm getting involved with people. And, a few bad jokes and some off-color behavior doesn't a hate group make.
Well, Jesus,
Just saying.
yeah, the whole of UK would be hate group.
Yeah, weird, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fascinating too. Almost across the board, you hear this a lot from people coming into it that maybe weren't sure or kind of were like testing the water because they'd heard some things, obviously the narratives out there, and they almost like universally, I was so surprised at how welcoming, generous, open-minded people in ComicsGate are. They give of their time, their platform, what they know, what they share their knowledge. It's like, like you said, just if you just engaged a few of us, you would understand pretty quickly that there's a whole lot of bullshit out there.
Yeah. The thing is I stop myself from going too far in any particular direction. I don't like being labelled. I don't like labels. I'm not actually keen on people being called ComicsGate. Okay, because I think a lot of people have come to ComicsGate probably for the same reasons that that I'm looking at as far as communication is concerned. In that, what the hell's going on? Aren't we all just here to make comics? Aren't we here to entertain? Why do people have to scream at each other? And I think a lot of people. It seems to me that I said this last night. Anything outside of Kickstarter, again, because a lot of the people on Kickstarter are in their own echo chamber. Okay, and won't touch anybody outside of it. A lot of people outside of Kickstarter seems to be ComicsGate, sort of an independent comics, and the way independent comics used to be. Like when Image started and what have you. So I just think it's all about decency, communication, talking to people, and I've probably been labelled as it anyway, just because I'm here talking to you people, talking to you scumbags, and enjoying myself with. And that's the other thing is like, hey, shut up, Captain
Speaking of people being, very welcoming and loving, Captain Fuckhead is the epitome.
Captain, he is actually
of grace.
What a darling man he is, and it's great. But
Thunderbuns does. On the other hand, Thunderbuns actually is pretty fucking lovely.
He is. Yes.
And that's the thing too is, and maybe there might be a cross section of ComicsGate, and I might have even been, I might have included myself in that early on, where it's like you're all in with CG, or you're absolutely you're erased from my existence. But it's you kind of figure out like, okay, that's not really the point. That's not useful. That's not productive.
From what I can understand, ComicsGate started off as a consumer movement, and the a lot of the criticisms that are leveled at the mainstream comics producers, I would absolutely 100% agree with. I think there has been room in comics for everyone and every type of person. But from a business, and this is where I come from a business perspective, you don't get rid of one audience to bring in another. You just add to your audience.
Yeah.
And that's to me, in a very, very basic level, completely remove all the ideology, okay, because there obviously is some. And there's a lot of American politics involved in a lot of the American creators in the mainstream. But get rid of all that. Get rid of all that crap. Okay, I really don't care. You put whatever you like in your comics. But from a business perspective, why the hell did you just chop off your right arm? Because it was bringing in most of your money.
No, because your right arm was racist.
Exactly. It's bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. It's just something, it evolves. My ideas about it evolve all the time as the thing itself evolves all the time. And it's the cool thing about CG is that it's not, it's not an organization. It's not technically a group. It's kind of a loose idea. And it's just kind of, it's a helpful way to kind of bring people together under an umbrella with similar goals. And, but again, it's not, to me at this point, it's not critical that somebody has to say, hi, I'm ComicsGate, and scream that from the mountaintop. They just have to understand that if they can see through the narratives, then, and just be comfortable hanging out with ComicsGate, that's cool. That's enough,
Not according to Adam Friended.
Right. Well, there are different opinions on that, for sure.
I think I talked to him once, and he said, "Are you ComicsGate?" And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I definitely subscribe to everything you just described, Rod.
Yeah.
But I said, "Oh, how do I become ComicsGate? Don't I have to be like christened with the sword on my shoulder like the Queen does when she's knighting someone?" And he's like, "No, you have to scream to the heavens that you are ComicsGate."
Right.
Well, that sounds just as religiously motivated as screeching at Trump. To me, it's utterly ridiculous. Adam, if you're watching, just like wind that in, because it isn't helpful. It is not helpful to get in ordinary people.
My views are about to spike
on your side. I've watched Adam Friended, and I quite like him. I do
too. I think he's
analytical
got
nature, and I like his voice, and I like the fact he's prepared to put some effort behind.
Sounds more like you love him.
Oh no! I like him a lot, but he's got to wind that back in, because that is not helpful.
I think he was just joking. I think.
Oh, that's okay. If he was just joking, then that's fine. I like him even more.
Yeah, I've never gotten that.
Oh my God.
I've never gotten that. I've never gotten that kind of purity test vibe from him. Like that's
right. Okay,
some kind of requirement. I don't know.
But I'll wound myself back in there.
Adam. You trying to start some shit, Fresher Luke?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying what he said. I mean, the thing with Adam is that I guess he's very subtle with his humor. So,
all right.
Oh,
like usually I have a usual good detective for that, but whatever. Anyway.
There must have been that American haze kind of covering his irony there.
I don't know.
He does a lot of really good stuff, and I mean, he's got he's got the Adam Friended thing, which has a very healthy sub count, but he's also got I can't remember what the channel's called.
Think Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's even, I think he's got double the subs on that channel, and it does really great stuff. Very thoughtful.
So that's where I saw him first, on Think Club, rather than coming at it from CG. So, but yeah, that whole purity thing, I mean, outside of Adam, if he said that or not, I don't know. But he can come speak to me if he wants to, because I'll speak to anyone.
Adam will call you out. We want to start a fight right here and now. You're going to hear first.
What we're going to do, we're going to organize an octagon. Russ and Adam are going to get in there together, and they're going to work out their differences like men.
Do you know,
I will
feel pretty
speak to you if you pass me 10,000 of your subs, and then we'll have a conversation.
Oh my God.
But purity tests aren't helpful for any side.
No.
That just screams extremism.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing, because I think I was so passionate and into ComicsGate initially that it was kind of, I think I kind of had a little bit of that going on, and it's like, oh shit, dude.
In all fairness,
ease off, man. Ease off.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
When you've got a reaction to something, because I mean the whole reason, like I say, I'm here talking to you guys, doing what I'm doing, getting out there, is like I'm not going to be fucking pushed around.
Right.
Yeah.
And straight away I jump straight up and stand up and go, no, I'm not having any of that. And so I can appreciate that response. I truly can. But moving forward, to get us all somewhere, we need to move, not as a unit, but we need to be bonded together in a kind of loose indie way, where people are prepared to talk to each other, even if they disagree with each other.
That's
one
thing.
Just to summarize, we need to be bonded together by our units.
Yes.
I think does that frame it correctly?
I love a unit.
I'm sorry, Dave. I had to get that out
right.
before it just.
That's all right, mate. I know you love a good dick joke. It's all good. But no, going back to what you're saying, it's like when I first started finding out about ComicsGate, one of the first creators I started talking to was a guy called I always forget how to say it, Nashitobi. He does Colton Crux. I don't know if you've seen that. He was actually promoted by Ethan, which he thanked him for, but he was like, well, I'm not labeling it. I'm not ComicsGate. I'm just an independent creator. So I think it's one thing ComicsGate has to make sure that we don't do is close off to people who say they're not ComicsGate, but they're still independent creators. We need to be able to have that connection with them, and keep everything open and fresh. Like Fresher Luke says, he didn't want to shout out like on ComicsGate, same with Russ Leach. They're associates of ComicsGate.
Well, I don't even know if I don't know if there is an initiation or not.
Oh yeah, it's
no, of course
real
not.
dark.
It's
real
just
dark.
a personal.
We're a strong hate group.
If you want to declare ComicsGate, anyone can do it at any time. There's no initiation.
Well, I mean, like that's the thing. Like I definitely was drawn to it. It was the thing that I was sort of drawn to after everything I'd been through. So
but
I bet, dude.
The thing is, you don't need to just you don't need to just be CG. That's the thing. Like as I keep saying myself on other streams, I'm hybrid CG is what I call myself because I like to feel special. I still buy some Marvel books.
That sounds weird though. You know what I mean? It's like
I know, but so does my accent.
Like
so
if you just say you're a Buddhist, then you're a Buddhist. You know what I mean? It's like
no hybrid Buddhist.
Yeah,
Buddhist cross with a Christian.
If we're talking about doing stuff for, I mean, it's like when it comes down to being professional as well. It's like I'm a whore. It's if you pay me, I will draw. That's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to get offered to draw for Marvel, okay? But I would if they paid me because it's a job, okay?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not going to throw someone under the bus because somebody turns up and says, right, well, we're going to pay you now. You've got to disassociate yourself from X. No, fuck that. No. That's just telling me. That's telling me what to do again.
Yeah.
So
that was all part of the original ideology of CG. Yeah. That was like what like everyone should be able to work wherever they want,
exactly,
and earn a living wherever they want, without the gatekeepers and the SJWs that push you out, and you have to think the right way.
Exactly. Thunderbuns dropping some good comments. I think today's CG as a loose affiliation of independent-minded people, both customers and creators, and I think that's really, I mean, that's said really well. It is, and it, and Russ, you kind of say this a lot. It's about being open-minded. It's about kind of not accepting like one side of the narrative or the other. If it's just as bad to be on one extreme over here as being over on the other side over there, and it's like that doesn't solve anything. It's just you should be able to weigh the facts presented and be discerning. Like you shouldn't just agree with something because it claims to be on the side that you're on. It's ridiculous. We got the buckhead in there.
Hey, see ya.
Oh shit!
It's all downhill. It's all downhill from here.
Well, you were talking about initiations, and I went to Tesco today, and they wouldn't let me in before unless I did a dance. I had to pull my kilt up and everything. It was a fucking nightmare. All I wanted was a Matheson smoked sausage.
And you didn't have one under your kilt.
Couldn't even find one in there. They've moved everything around since everyone's been fucking on lockdown. They've changed all the shops about, so you can't find nothing. I was in there 20 minutes, came out with fuck all.
Yeah. What is?
Well, that's not true. That's not true. I did buy myself 5 Matchbox cars. Just for shits and giggles.
Oh man, there's definitely a nostalgic kind of love for Matchbox cars, man. That's cool. I haven't had one of those in must be 30 years.
It's still out there.
You have a whole collection? Are they all lined up somewhere where you kind of like just lovingly stare at them, or what?
No, I was never that much into them. But Mrs. F likes them a hell of a lot more than I did. So really, I bought them for her, if I'm honest.
Nice. What's
I bought her best of the 80s fucking CD as well with over 100 songs on it, and that's gonna fucking ruin my life for the next 4 years.
What? You don't like the 80s?
Yeah.
80s music, mate. Put it in a box. Put it in a box. Put that box far away from my ears.
80s is great, man. I love 80s, 90s, 70s. I even like. And then I got to go back to like Frank Sinatra, Rat Pack, and everything. That's
gay.
Albino's got it right. Look at that. What he says there. I also think people who refuse to label themselves are good for CG as long as they share the primary ideals. They're good for challenging the CG status quo, so the status quo doesn't become stale. Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Yeah. I agree with that entirely.
Like, I don't label myself as ComicsGate, but I do, for instance, retweet anything that I like, and if that's got a ComicsGate hashtag on it, then it has. Because it's not about the tag for me. It's about the content of the tweet. or it's about the content of the art, but mostly art because I'm shallow. Yeah, but it's mostly art, and I'll retweet that because if I like something or if I like a book, then it gets retweeted. I don't give a shit.
But that's exactly how it should be. There shouldn't be any, particularly in ComicsGate, there should be absolutely no gatekeeping or slander or mudslinging or any of that shit. None of us, we walked away from every fucker else because they were doing it. If it keeps happening somewhere else, then we'll just walk somewhere else. Like it's not difficult.
No.
Yeah, but can we stop walking so many places? Because I'm getting tired now.
Well, look, walking on Twitter isn't quite the same as walking from Bristol to London.
No. It's just a little flap away.
Yeah, it's just a block by.
But I think because we've covered that, we all know the score. We all know it's about not having gatekeepers, and from my perspective, we all know it's like people need to talk to us, and we need to talk to them, and stop just slinging mud because it's all just bollocks. Go away. So talking about horrible, nasty, dirty things, I think we were going to talk about that horrible cuties thing on Netflix.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
We were, but then Rot. He turned out.
So I'm gonna jump
He's
in
back.
there. Oh, he's back. Hey,
Sorry,
he's
guys.
back. So I was just I was covering for you, mate. I was covering.
Thank you.
So
I don't know what to. I'm at a loss at this point. The past like maybe 5-6 days.
Yeah.
Internet here has been incredibly spotty. We keep getting messages like even PG&E's like the power could go out. The internet Comcast is like outages constantly. I don't know what's going on.
Aliens.
It's just, I just feel like you're really trying to break people, aren't you? Like, you're really trying. It's like, well, we're kind of getting some riots going. Let's see what could we really do to imagine the world without internet for a week.
Mate, it's attacked by all these SJWs. They're coming for you, Rot. You've said too much shit now.
Actually, the world without the internet for the week doesn't sound like a bad place.
I don't know, man.
But does it though?
People would lose their shit. Are you kidding
It'd be like
me?
The Simpsons, when they took away
No. We can go
went outside and played, and
we can go back to drinking cider and the swing parks and wanking in bushes.
Don't tell me you don't still do that.
You're right. That's a very, very valid point. It's been a while. Shit.
Petrol.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking to what the topic was, I think, and you know this too. I think I know this because Rob Willis was on you interviewed him, Cap.
I did speak to Rob. That's correct.
Yeah, and that was a really cool interview, by the way. If you haven't seen the interview with Rob Willis, go to Captain Fuckhead's channel, check it out. It's really good stuff. But he is one of those guys. He's like, he doesn't feel the need to say I'm ComicsGate. He's like, I'm going to let other people make that, like based on my behavior, how I treat fans, how professional I am, and my work. If you want to say that I align with ComicsGate, then go for it.
Yeah,
cool.
Your problem.
Because and it's a unique approach. And I think that we're seeing more of that kind of take place, where it's like, obviously he's cool with CG. He will come on CG channels. He's comfortable with it. He's not afraid of it. But he, like you, Russ, he doesn't want to I'm not into labels. I'm not gonna put that sticker across my forehead.
No, not when there's no need for it. If something like ComicsGate, if I'm mistaken. And I've literally all I've done is met a few people from ComicsGate who are, cool and nice people. And everybody else who I haven't met from ComicsGate are actually a hate group. It'll come out in the end and I'll realize my mistake and I'll be able to walk away and say, whoa, those guys, some of them are all right, the ones that I met, but the rest of them, whoo, Nazi scum. Okay. Yeah. But
we've all gotten together and we're like, how long can we keep fooling Russ? Like,
but if
we can keep this going, how long?
Yeah, we've got. There's a whole Discord chat about it.
But if that doesn't happen, which I suspect it won't, okay, because people seem to be really cool and nice, then obviously, you know, I'm going to carry on interacting with those people, and our ideas obviously align. But the idea that I'm in some way playing with a hate group is utterly ridiculous. And when I hear people say that, or see people say it, and unfortunately I see people say it who I had some professional respect for, and and it just saddens me, because I'm thinking, you're not going away and actually finding out what these people are about or what they're like. You're just listening to other tweets.
Yeah. This is part of the problem with their whole ideology and how people latch onto it, is they don't do their own fucking research. They don't, like, on anything. They don't go and look, like, on ComicsGate, Black Lives Matter, on anything. I can't even think of anything else. But it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like I was in a charity shop today. I picked up Malcolm X's autobiography. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a read and I'll see what he says from his perspective. What's the chance of how many of these people...
I've got to ask, when was Malcolm X in Bristol?
It's like they're on vacation or something.
Yeah. Family member of mine. That's what it is. I'm part black, in case you weren't sure.
Oh no, I was sure about that. Yeah.
Which part?
My left arm, because the right one's racist, apparently.
Okay, apparently,
yeah.
How do you sleep at night?
He ties
both arms to different parts of the bed. So
there you go. That's your visions for today, guys. But yeah, they don't bother doing the research. It's lazy ideology. It's not even like, if they had
obviously look at what happened at the bookstore, man. They put a book on prominent display that was making fun of everything else on the table.
Yeah,
idiots. You want to talk about lazy research? That's a business owner.
I don't even think half of them can read at this point. Like,
Jesus. It's unreal to see it going on, and just like you say, it's so lazy. It's so like, I'm just gonna tune into this one channel that's clearly biased to the extreme on one direction, and I'm gonna believe everything they tell me. And that's it.
That's exactly what it is.
I believe you. I do not question anything you said just then.
That's the word. That word is the use of belief. Believe. Don't believe anything. Do it. Go out and find out about it.
Would you say it's a suspension of disbelief? I think that would be more accurate.
Yeah, some of it is, I think, and sometimes it's fear, just not wanting to.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable where you are, you kind of don't want to sort of veer out of that zone, especially with the way cancel culture is on the internet. Cancel culture doesn't exist down the pub. It kind of exists on the internet, and it kind of comes out a little bit at the edges into political activism.
If cancel culture
it exists at the pub, it's right here. That's cancel culture.
This is my cancel culture.
If cancel culture doesn't exist in the pub, you're not drinking right.
Yeah, you should drink through your nose. That's how you should drink.
Have you guys seen this crazy ass?
Oh, we're gonna lose him again. We're losing him. No, Rod.
This is is it back? No. Right.
He's
so this
gone.
is Hills versus Babyface. So we made a reaction video to that cuties thing. Have you guys seen the cuties thing? Yeah.
I saw his video, and I saw the cover, the marketing bit, and I was like, oh my god.
You know what?
You're not old enough to remember something called Teeny Pops.
When was that? What year?
It was way back. It was on Channel 4, I think it was, way back in the 80s or 90s.
Oh yeah,
and
I'm not old enough.
They had little kids basically singing to pop songs. They thought this might be a good idea, and so they made them up with lipstick and dresses and all the rest of it.
God.
And of course, it didn't last very long, and one came on, and it was 9 to 5.
Oh God, no!
Do you know that song, 9 to 5?
Yeah.
An old one.
9 to 5,
and it talks about my baby going away to work, and I kiss him, and he comes back, and we make sweet love or something.
Please do not tell me that was your first appearance on TV.
with lipstick on, yeah. No, and it was this little girl singing it, and kind of everybody went, "No, this is not a good thing." And that's
everyone except Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, everyone except Noel. Then, everyone except Jimmy, and it was like that. The cover of it reminded me of that, something that had effectively been removed from the public psyche as this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable, and to just whack that, up on Netflix. So I think, yeah,
I've got to give the people some credit, because I'm looking at this now. Now I have seen the original poster, the with the four young whatever they are. I don't know what they are. I'm not even going to even try and guess the gender.
Prepubescent.
But there's one. There's one who is on the. There's a black girl on the far right. Who looks thoroughly disgusted what's happening with what's going on in the poster, which I think is superb. Just the face she's pulling. But there's already been 20,000 signatures on a online petition to get Netflix to remove it. I didn't realise that apparently it's a French film.
Whoa, makes sense.
Yeah. They've just dropped their age of consent to 15.
Really?
Makes sense.
Why are they trying to lower this shit? Why do they
because
keep trying to...
old men want to bang young boys, dude.
I would suggest that in France it may have something else to do with a cultural shift rather than it necessarily being old French men.
I think it's got everything to do with onions.
This is fair. Onions and garlic.
With this whole paedophilia thing as well, it's like I googled something about it. Not what you think, Cap, before you say it. And apparently there was this psychiatrist talking about how paedophilia should be classed as a sexuality.
Yeah, I heard there were moves towards that. Yeah.
They've been trying to do this in Germany. If you're not aware of it, they've been using mental health services to actually treat paedophiles as, instead of having a mental illness, as a sexuality. So instead of
no, because it's a disorder, man. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's a really weird, complicated issue. But basically, they came to the conclusion in Germany that, well, I don't think we're doing this right. So I believe that they stopped.
Wait, was that before or after they gave all those kids without homes to those registered sex offenders that they knew were sex offenders?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, so I think
before or after that.
I think they have stopped that in Germany now. But if you look at what's going on, if you look at politically and culturally what's happened, particularly in the southern areas of France, look at cities like Marseille and Nice and all these kind of places. The culture over the last 20 years,
I'd say 30, man, because hasn't France always sort of been sort of that kind of place? It's just been really weird. It's like, it's the place that Americans would point to saying, let's not end up like that.
Well, it's not. It's
speaking French.
Yeah,
there's been an influx of, shall we say, non-French cultures.
Yeah,
into southern France, and with that they have brought a whole series. I'm not saying that they've brought a whole series of issues, but because there's such a big culture clash, there's now a big divide between north and south, the northern and southern France, and the reason why a lot of French people, particularly in the north, are much more angry, are quite angry about it, is because what they've done is they've adapted their laws and culture to fit in with things that aren't traditionally French. So there's a lot of this, anger that comes from the French people is because of lots of different things. It's not just one thing. It's not just the influx of immigrants or the lowering of age. Yeah, and France is a really strange place politically now and culturally, because there's so much going on.
Well, when I was there, I think 20 years ago, I saw like the weirdest. I saw two really weird things. One was there was this bakery that had just opened up, and I think what had happened was my mother saw this homeless person, and so she was like, "I'll buy some bread for that homeless person." And so she bought 2 loaves of bread, and she went to give it to the homeless person. The homeless person kind of like was like, no, I don't want it. And we found out.
Have you got any coffee?
No, well, we found out later the reason why they don't accept bread from that is because the bakers would put poison in the bread to kill the homeless people.
Good God.
And
Oh, that just sounds like good. That's just a good plan.
I know. And the other weird thing I saw was we were waiting in line to order at this McDonald's, and in the next line over from us, I saw this young boy who was probably the same age as me. I think I was like 13 or 14 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this young boy who was around the same age as me, next line over, and he was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like kissing or fondling or flirting or something with this guy who looked like my fucking grandpa.
Oh.
And I'm just like, and I'm looking around going, is nobody paying attention to this? And everyone seemed cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, I mean, that was 20 years ago. I don't know where France is right now. Maybe you guys would have a better idea, considering how they're kind of, across the way, so to say.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, not anymore. We're not European anymore. We don't give a shit. We don't pay any attention to it whatsoever. The only thing that we're happy for now is that at least we don't have to suffer the indignity of Article 13.
oh, yeah.
Oh.
True.
That in itself was enough to leave, wasn't it? Good Lord. That's like Russia.
Good evening, Rob. Welcome to the show, mate.
Welcome, Rob. We got a special guest right here. He's going to be in and out.
Special guest. Thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate you letting me on the show. Fuck. Am I doing okay? I mean,
yeah.
I'm usually using. So I heard Death Metal Hero talking about this with Comcast. They're doing this new. I guess it's like this hotspot, fucking shenanigans, and I guess if you don't like turn it off on your modem, people can kind of piggyback.
Yeah.
On your connection or something. I'm using the hotspot thing right now because my legitimate official connection that I pay almost $100 a month for isn't working.
Jesus.
So,
dude, you're in California, just go with Spectrum, dude. They're pretty reliable.
Spectrum?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's
there's an alternative to Comcast. I'm fucking taking it.
Yeah, no, they're really good. I mean, they have outages like once a month for maintenance, but that's about it.
Okay, I'll look into it, man. I'm so sick of this.
Yeah,
this feels manipulative. I feel like they're trying to get people to use this hotspot.
No, the thing is,
and it's pissing me off.
There's this really weird gentleman's agreement where, depending on what part of California you're in, you can only get certain internet. It's like it's like mafia shit. Like I can only get Spectrum and AT&T where I'm at, but if you go down to Santa Monica, you can get Verizon. So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I can have whatever internet I like.
Yeah. No, that's it's so weird to me.
For those of you watching, if you could give it a like and share it out, I would appreciate that.
Smash that like button.
Smash the like. Smash
I hate that. I hate it when people say smash the like, but smash the like.
Then smash your wife.
Press it gently.
Somebody didn't like it. We got a downvote.
Of course.
I get.
They must have been
before the vids even start. I usually have 4 or 5 downvotes.
No, that was definitely me.
That's because
Well, actually, downvotes can actually kill a video.
Well, it's all engagement. I think YouTube sees it all as engagement. So I don't
no. Like I think Tim Pool was talking about it when he was having a convo with like one of the Google peeps that he had a connection with.
Did you say
He's like peeps? Yeah. You can tell I'm fully integrated into California now. But he said like he was like downvote's bad, and they're like, you sort of don't want them. They're not the best. It's better that you get upvotes. So
well,
yeah.
There you go. You can have it. You can have it back then.
Sorry about that, Brie Larson.
Unless you're Marvel.
You've got them both back now.
They totally play favorites. It's like a total racket now. But
yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Yeah.
I love. Dude, heel versus babyface. I love this guy. He's so awesome. You want to talk about someone who is obviously like ComicsGate, not ComicsGate, but like he gets it. He understands, and it's
passionate about comics.
Would you marry him if you love him?
I would absolutely marry him, man.
All right, so you would go gay for heel and babyface.
Yeah. So the thing that I love about this whole fucking network of people is a lot of the guys that I was watching before, or channels that I was like engaging because I just thought they had great insights and I liked where they were coming from. down the road, like 2-3 years later, all of a sudden I see him start showing up in ComicsGate stuff. Wow, what a surprise, right? These are the open-minded, free-thinking, intelligent people, and all of a sudden they're showing up on EVS's stream or Cecil's stream, and it's like, of course they are. It makes perfect sense. So yeah, it's just, what a cool thing. So yeah, this Cuties thing, man. Let's hear a little bit about what he has to say.
11 years old. And so, before I get into the response from Netflix, I went onto my own personal Netflix account. I'm so sorry, I cannot stop the trailer from playing. But this is how they're promoting it on the UK Netflix. 11-year-old Amy starts to rebel against her conservative family's traditions when she becomes fascinated with a free-spirited dance crew. Nowhere, not one single place where does it say mature rated, and yes, I have already downvoted it, or anything. In actual fact, in genres, French films, drama, international dramas, and this film is emotional. No, it's fucking disgusting.
It's French. What do you expect? It's French.
I love how he does it. I don't know what is he even doing. Like when he turns his fucking, he does that. It's like his signature move.
It's like yelling through the OK sign.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
But isn't that song racist or something?
Yeah, that's the white power in the mouth or something.
Yeah. White power in the mouth. In the mouth. So there's like a huge petition. I mean, people are absolutely just blown away that this thing is out there, that they're promoting this thing the way they are. It's really just weird, guys. It's weird.
But I mean, the French have always made films like this, though.
I was going to say, I don't ever remember seeing any rating on any French film ever.
Yeah,
it's true. I mean, there's definitely, obviously, a different mindset or mentality. I mean, even a film that I really like is The Professional, Leon the Professional.
Yeah, but I mean, that was probably pretty toned down in relation.
It was enough that for the American version, when it was released at theaters in America, they cut out like 25 minutes of that movie because they didn't think American audience would like it too much.
Yeah.
Just because there was a lot more of like a romantic possibility between.
If it helps, the bit that they cut out was basically 25 minutes of Gary Oldman being a furry.
What?
It's the best, dude. I love
but like a psychotic, drugged out furry.
Yeah,
which I guess is the same thing.
Such a good book. I love it. That movie's so fucking great, though. But it obviously does. It engages that in an uncomfortable way.
Well, who was the director of that?
Luc Besson.
Luc Besson.
Wasn't Luc Besson in a relationship with a 16-year-old girl when he was making that film?
Probably. They all were.
Me.
I'd read something
what are the
about
laws
that.
there? Is that okay?
In France? Because they showed it in
France. I think
France.
the age of consent is 16 in other countries.
Well, I think, wasn't Bristol saying that, or Dave saying that, what were you saying, Dave? That they were lowering it? Someone was saying that.
That was me. I found out today they were lowering it to 15.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like, France has had a long history of this kind of stuff, and I think it's sort of, you know how Japan is like 20 years ahead in regards to, say, capitalism, right? I feel like France is like 20 years ahead of the rest of the world in regards to degeneracy.
Isn't Japan 13 or 14?
All right, that's probably a more accurate number. I was just kind of like generalizing.
No. I mean age of consent.
I think you're not. I don't think you're far wrong from that. But
with
you
Japan,
have to remember.
All right, go ahead.
Nobody fucks in Japan anymore.
Yeah,
they stopped fucking about 20 years ago.
Yeah,
so loads of people are dying, and they don't have enough young people coming through to sustain the fucking country. That's why their economy's failing.
Is that why they buy used knickers from machines? And they got machines, so you put money in, and you get a pair of used knickers out of them.
Well, Japan's different. So the national age of consent is, I think it's 14 or 15, but the province is like somewhere like 16 or 17, right?
Okay.
In Australia, the national age of consent is 16, right? So,
by the way, everybody, going back Forsaken Gods.
Aren't we talking about it after?
Oh, I thought it was a perfect segue. No.
Yeah, this is great. I really want to associate.
You need how
all ages with this kind
I
of.
chose these perfect topics, man, because I knew it would just.
I think it's going to sound deep, but I think all this is just the expected destination of the rampant consumerization and sexualization of our children.
Yes.
It just is.
That's heavy.
Well, and here, okay, I want to, because I think, Disney in terms of America and the world, but I think especially in America, I think Disney has played a major role in kind of pushing this, but they play the long game. And this is something
Really?
I think I've talked about before, but if you just look at, let me get rid of this comment real quick. If you look at, take someone like Miley Cyrus, right?
Right.
This is the
Oh, I
pattern.
loved her when I was growing up.
You can see
Molly
this
was
pattern.
my girl, man.
This pattern happening over and over and over again. It's not accidental. It's absolutely intentional. So you got this person starting off, Hannah Montana, right? Really innocent, family values kind of show or whatever, and then they turn her into a pop star, and then before you know it, she's like twerking on stage and being like absolutely. And
Dude,
then
you gotta zoom in on that image. That's a crazy looking image.
So
All right. Not good.
This is what
I thought that was Ellen DeGeneres for a minute.
she's a stunt double for Miley Cyrus.
All right, okay, fair enough.
So it's just, I feel like this is absolutely a pattern that they keep doing over and over. So you create these fans, young girls are fans of Hannah Montana, and then before they're even adults, they're still young teenagers. This person has been transformed into a super sexualized pop star, twerking on stage. And what is this movie Cuties about? Cuties is basically Hollywood bragging, like, look at what we've achieved.
But it's not
because
Hollywood.
It's a movie about an 11-year-old who gets drawn into a twerking dance crew. Okay. Why do you think a girl would be interested in twerking? Because she was a fan of Miley Cyrus, right? It's like, it just feeds into itself. It's very, I feel like it's very systematic. It's very intentional.
Would you say it's almost like an Ouroboros?
Yes.
So it's like once that, let's say like Miley Cyrus, once she's fully consumed, right? Like, and she's no more, then the tale starts again, right?
Consuming Miley Cyrus.
Well, no, the Ouroboros is a snake eating its own tail.
Right.
So
yeah,
you said just the way you said consuming Miley Cyrus.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, she is creating stuff that is being consumed. That is consumption.
Right.
And she's offering herself on this silver platter for.
I remember consumption from my history school days, school days, learning history. That came
you went to school?
I did go to school, yeah.
Barely.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
I was a posh kid. I went to posh school.
Oh, what's posh school? Do they serve you caviar at the lunch lady?
None of your business, sir.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly.
What the fuck?
If you don't know about it, there's a reason.
Sorry, he's not allowed to talk about it. So we're not. We're not qualified to hear.
He'll have to kill us.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, whereas I was at the
I
other
don't
end,
know. It's very disturbing to me. I don't know, like
where kids at rubbers, and
keys thrown out them across the classroom and shit like that.
and where we locked teachers out of the classroom and nicked their shoes and made them cry.
What?
That was my school.
Whoa, that sounds awesome.
Wait, what? Hold on a second. I feel like we need to.
I got so much shit.
I feel like I need to start a special show that's just like a therapy session for Bristolian Dave.
Oh mate, you'd have to do a series.
But I mean, the other thing is, Rod. I mean, I think the last time I was on the stream with you, you mentioned the thing where you said, "Is this just us getting older?" You know, and just us, because our brains are hardening, we're just reacting to sort of this new thing going, that's outrageous.
Yes, you're right.
Like, but is that...
I think there's a component of that. obviously, and it's.
I'm not.
Like,
I'm not saying.
I mean, imagine what 50-year-olds thought of their children becoming hippies and like.
Sure.
Going, obviously it's. But again,
I mean,
it's mainstream is always doing it. They're the ones
Yeah.
pushing this every generation. They're constantly trying to push those boundaries and get kids. Right now, it's transgender, no boundaries, pansexual, like younger and younger. It's always something being pushed, and it's like I think it serves to separate kids from their parents, so they view their parents as these kind of dinosaurs that have nothing to teach them because they're like, oh, you just don't understand what's going on in the world. You're so out of touch.
Yeah.
So it's like mainstream is always putting this, like creating a division between the younger generation and the older.
Well,
and
that's
of course that means
I-
if we can't work together. Imagine the power of the people if there wasn't that divide, like how unified we would be.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I find there's two sort of ends to it. I find that it's the younger people and the older people that are just really fucking stubborn in their ways. Like, especially when it comes to their views on all this agenda shit as well. Like, we had it over here, like with Brexit, like where a lot of the younger people are just like, no, you can't leave Europe. You're taking away our holidays. Basically, that was most of the argument.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and then the older people are like, oh yeah, we remember what it was like before, and you young people don't know what's on about. So there's always gonna be the divided generations, but I do find that the two ends of it are the most stubborn, and that's what you'll see on Twitter is you'll get the younger people that are being the most stubborn about all these ideologies and shit that's coming out.
I wanted to say that the thing you hit on, Rut, you said how it's almost like these corporations are like trying to separate these kids from their families. That's kind of what cults do.
Yeah.
They isolate their victims from their families and tell them, oh, your family's, you've been enlightened. Your families aren't enlightened and they will never understand you. So come with us, right? We're your new family now.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, I think there's a profit motive there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's done to sell them product, but I think it's even more nefarious than that. I think it runs deeper. But there's certainly profit to be made by doing that, for sure.
This whole thing all starts at school.
Yeah, well,
it's like especially those posh schools, yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
They put drugs in the caviar that they serve you.
The only thing we had to do at school in a morning assembly where really you had to do it, otherwise you got told off, was say the Lord's Prayer.
Oh, I did that as scouts.
And I never did. I substituted my own words because fuck God. If you're listening, fuck you.
Yeah, I want to know. Do you have those words written down? I want to hear.
No, God, no. They were different every time.
Did it involve?
But still, fuck you, God. He did a few times. But even if you look at American schools, what's the first thing you're fucking taught is the national anthem? Like, what the fuck? The level of indoctrination in schools is fucking insane. And again, I'll go back to the American system, but you look at the American system, you have the schools who are ran financially, but pretty much ran, and business-wise, ran by the people that own the food industry, by the people that own the food industry that also own the medical industry.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Like it's a weird thing. And I've said this before. There's three types of people in the world. There's those who run the world, then the people that they need, being the professionals, the lawyers, the architects, all that, and then there's everybody else. And the only reason why we have a schooling system set up is so that everybody else can be of use.
Yeah, be taxpayers.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a taxpayer sausage factory.
Or the builders or the cleaners. You know what I mean? Like it's just messy. It's when you look
it's complicated, man. That's why sometimes you just gotta have fun in ComicsGate. That's the answer to everything. All problems will be
nailed
solved.
it there.
Just have fun and
You've nailed it there.
Obviously.
Because there's nothing. What else? What other option do we have?
Right. Yeah, in a weird way, I'm being facetious. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic, but there's also I do actually think there's some truth in it. Like what we're doing actually does have value that runs deeper than just selling some comics.
Yeah, I mean, entertainment, telling stories, getting people, expanding people's minds and horizons. I mean, it's very cliche, but like saying "be the change" isn't some amazing thing like going out and standing in line and holding hands and, you know, chaining yourself to a fucking bar or something. It's about being you. It's about getting on and doing something with your life. And if it, you know, if nobody else is on board, then fuck them.
Yeah.
I think we're going to start seeing that, though. I think we've said this before as well. I think ComicsGate's leading the way in creator-led industries. I think industry as a whole, if you look at marketing, the way the marketing's going, it's going to go towards, it's going to lean towards the creator over time. It has to. There's no other way for it to go at this point. And even look at COVID. How many people now have gone, you know what? Life can be good.
Yes. Yes, it can be good. Before we move to the next segment, I got to see a man about a lizard. I really apologize. I gotta get it done. Somebody say shit. Yo.
Yeah.
Going back to the whole homeschooling thing.
Yeah.
About teachers like sort of teaching kids like all these ideologies and shit. I saw an article, I think it might have been the BBC actually, where basically teachers were saying that they don't want to teach the kids through like Zoom and things like that through the computer because they don't know if the parents are listening. They don't want the parents to be helicopter parents. I was like, wait, so you want to be able to talk to the child by yourself to make sure the parent doesn't know what you're telling the child?
Yep. I'm so glad my kids are that old. My boy's out at work and my daughter is in a second year of university and she's doing architecture, so she's not in that whole sort of media studies bollocks.
You think?
Yeah. No, they've also been told trust fucking no one. So they've got a paranoid dad. So outside of that, I'm just so glad that my kids aren't 10 years younger, because I know I'd be in fights all the time. Because I have a respect for teachers in general, because having taught myself at a lower level, I understand and appreciate the difficulties that they're in. But the indoctrination that goes on through the schooling system is hideous. It really is. It's just I'd see what's going on and I'm shocked by it. It's like watching that film, that Us, Them, They Live. That's the one. The one with the skulls. Whenever he puts the glasses on, Randy, whenever he puts the glasses on, he can see everybody as the aliens. Is it They Live? Something like that. And everywhere he looks, and there's like the banners, the advertising banners, he looks at it and it'll say like, I don't know, eat these hot dogs or whatever, and he puts the glasses on, it just says consume, you know, and and that's effectively what the system is like. It's just wanting you to consume more and do what they tell you. They chuck you into schools, put you through the sausage factory, you come out the other end and think, I must work 5 days a week, 7 days a week, whatever it is, for a living and pay my tax, and then I die. No, there's more to life than that. It really is.
Like what? What else could there be more to life?
That's what we're here for.
It's a very sad state of affairs when you look at any education system worldwide now, and it's designed purely to get the most amount of people to the average amount of grade, or the average value of grade.
Yeah.
Like that is the remit. That is, you've got to get as many of these kids to C. Anyone that's a C or above, fuck them. They don't matter. They don't need your help. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's it's outrageous.
Yeah.
You
don't want people winning or excelling. God. Yeah. Somebody getting a gold medal? No.
They want to. Let's pull those potential achievers down. Like, let's make sure that they can never rise above. And
they have. Have you not heard what's gone on? The scandal that's gone on in the UK the past few weeks.
It's insane.
Fucking outrageous.
Wait,
well, because a lot of the kids at school, they couldn't sit the final exams. So we have a slightly different system. So we have school goes to 16, and then you go to college for 2 years, or you go to further school, higher school, or high school, or whatever you fucking call it. I went through a different system, so this isn't a system that I know. Sixth form, there you go. And then you go to university.
Yeah.
So a lot of the 16-year-olds and A-level students, so that's 16 and 18, so 16 at GCSE, and A-level level, basically they've not been able to sit their exams because of COVID. And what both the Scottish government and the Westminster did was essentially they paid somebody to create an algorithm to figure out what these kids would have been graded, and then looked at the prelim results that were graded from the sort of prelim exams that their own tutors mark, sort of test grades, and then just basically downgraded almost all of them.
Yeah,
if
you weren't in a private school.
Yeah. If you weren't in a private school, and it's basically just downgraded. Downgraded all of them. Luckily enough, the Scottish government have turned around and gone, you know what? We think we fucked that up. We're doing something about it. And Boris Johnson has just gone, fuck it, I don't care.
I think they are doing something now.
I thought they'd walked it back now.
Yeah. They're going with the.
That's insanity, man. I can't imagine any parent being okay with that shit.
The parents have said fuck all. That's the best thing about it. The parents have said nothing.
Where are the parents in all of this shit?
The parents
are scared that they're going to get fucking COVID because they're all fucking sheep. Okay, this would never have happened if for the last 6 months the kids had been going to school, and for the first time in living memory, okay, we hadn't quarantined well people instead of quarantining sick people.
Yeah, it's insanity, man. It's such a strange time to be alive. It's a really bizarre.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it
is. It's good. It's funny.
Ironically, it's an old Chinese curse. May you live in interesting times. It's fucking interesting. I'll give you that.
Oh my god.
Can anyone confirm that Kami Mark's child is a savant, or is he talking about himself here as usual?
Oh, he's kid sharp. Yeah, he's a clever kid.
Is that the way you spell savant? I thought that was some kind of sausage.
No, it's
I might be missing a letter there. I'm not sure.
My child is a Savaloy.
Oi, oi.
Oi,
oi. But J Money, both his kids are going to school on iPads. Yeah.
So fucking hell, they float now, do they?
Yeah, I was about to say. They're like flying carpets. They just hop on them and they take them there.
Just let them loose on YouTube. They'll get all the education they need. Obviously, I mean, look, we're laying
Jake
down.
Paul is the greatest teacher of our generation.
Yeah.
We're gonna before we drop into Forsaken Gods, which we're gonna get there, Pressure Luke.
One day.
No, one day.
I'm still waiting for this pitch from Friday.
It'll never happen.
This is
these guys.
Video.
I love these guys.
These guys are great, and they show up on Crowder Show on a semi-regular. But Crowder, apparently this news outlet posted an article about Steven Crowder that was just full of just blatant lies, and he called in live to this woman to try and get, I think she's the editor-in-chief of this paper, and it's hilarious. I'll drop a link to the whole video, but I'm just going to play a little bit of it because it's relevant.
The issues you have with actual inaccuracies. So your issues are that.
Well, hold on. What do you consider? What have I expressed that is not an actual inaccuracy? False allegations against Black Lives Matter? Substantiate it. What false allegations have I made? That is an inaccuracy as well. The T-shirt was made up. I get that you have an opinion on Black Lives Matter, or Amanda Yao does, but the T-shirt is entirely made up, and I would like to know one false allegation I made against Black Lives Matter. Now, if you want to say that you disagree with me saying that an organization that has resulted in $600 million in property damage, 900 officer casualties, the calling for the disruption and destruction of the nuclear family, the calling for violence in the suburbs, if you would like to argue that that is in fact not indicative of using violence as a coercion tool for political ends.
I think he's funnier at double speed.
But he needs a rap career.
Yeah. I do have him on. I have him on 1.5.
Oh yeah, 5.
I might want to be on 1.25 because what he says here is so good.
That was Eminem good for a bit.
Yeah. Sorry, in order to keep up with everything, I have to at least listen to everything at 1.5.
Yeah. I get that you have an opinion on Black Lives Matter, or Amanda Yao does, but the T-shirt is entirely made up, and I would like to know one false allegation I made against Black Lives Matter. Now, if you want to say that you disagree with me saying that an organization that has resulted in $600 million in property damage, 900 officer casualties, the calling for the disruption and destruction of the nuclear family, the calling for violence in the suburbs, if you would like to argue that that is in fact not indicative of using violence as a coercion tool for a political end, then I think that should be included in the article. But it's not. It just says I made false allegations. And that's not true.
She hung up. Yeah, it's, they just, the journalism today is like, they can just print lies that are, it'll be like, well, our source is another news outlet that printed the story. And it's like, well, where did they get the information? And they're like, don't know. No idea. Nothing substantiated. There is no fucking evidence. They provide no, they don't back up anything that they're saying. And this video is absolutely brilliant, man. It's funny. Crowder is a little hit and miss for me, but I do think that he does some valuable work for sure.
I just like the opening thing, some strange animal. That's all I tuned in.
Yes.
I do listen to Crowder, and I also listen to Jimmy Dore, and the two of them are on different sides of the aisle politically. Obviously,
right.
Stop showing off.
But they both kind of have that red pill. Do you know what I mean? They're both sort of screaming into the ether, saying, "What the fuck is going on? Why don't people wake up?" They're definitely worth listening to.
Yeah,
and he can do some funny skits as well. Very, very good.
Yeah, he's definitely, he can be very funny. He can be a little bit much sometimes. It gets a little, it can be a little tiresome, but again, and it's valuable. I there's just all these really great shit out there. It's so important not to get mired in the nonsense of what's going on in the world right now. Yeah, and people like Crowder help with that a little bit in small ways.
Rotten, where can people get all this really great shit?
I dropped the link to the Crowder video in the chat, or they can just keep coming back here and
keep going back here.
We'll dish it out. We'll serve it up.
Like, subscribe now. Subscribe to the channel.
Smash the like button.
We can get these fantastic panels of unknown individuals.
Yeah,
like you, Rot. I was listening to a lot of channels like Nerdrotic before they blew up, and
Hail Gary,
Hail Gary, and Doomcock. And Doomcock just made me fucking laugh. He was just so funny. His presentation is brilliant, and people like that. And I was listening to them. I can remember the build up to him getting like 100,000 over at Nerdrotic, and I'd been watching it since he was like on 10-20. Yeah. And to see all these people and so many people with different views, different political views and culture views, or sort of all ending up sort of coming to the same view that it's all shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, amazing. It's been a really fun journey. Like the past 5 years on YouTube has been really fascinating. And I love how it's like we're starting to see ComicsGate kind of be an epicenter for a lot of the people that I'm assuming a lot of us were already engaging and listening to, or and we're seeing them kind of enter into the fray of this thing. And that's no accident. That's because ComicsGate represents the kind of open-minded, interesting thinkers that we appreciate.
I was like
and Captain Fuckhead,
and that guy, and the guy that went to the posh school and all that stuff.
But saying people like Young Ripper are part of a hate group.
Yes,
it's like whoa, back the truck back, roll the truck back. Is it a hate group or is Young Ripper? I don't get you. How can they be? How can two things be the same? I don't get it. It's like
madness.
And I'd been listening to him for quite some time as well. I love his takes. And he's always just so blunt about comics. Yeah. But if he likes something, he won't hold back and be biased about it. He'll just say, this is a great comic. So,
I do wish he'd just stick to the name Eric July, though, because I think that's a great fucking name.
What a great name that is. That's a superhero's name, isn't it?
Yeah, none of this young Ripper shit.
It's like
just
the new
beat Eric
James
July.
Bond or something, dude.
Sweet Christmas, Eric July.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Shit.
Absolutely brilliant. Right.
So there's this thing. I don't know what the fuck this is.
How cool is this?
Yeah, somebody convinced me I should feature it.
Did anyone hold a gun to your head?
Maybe. I don't
What?
know.
They just showed in that Netflix movie.
Bancroft
little
was like,
girls.
dude, Rod, if you ever want to come on my channel again, because last time you were on it, you acted a fool. You better feature Fresher Luke.
Oh, wow,
was
that was
like,
nice
okay.
of him.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah,
Bancroft did that. Really?
Yeah,
pressured me
give
into
a
it.
shout to Mr. Bancroft. I've got a lot of time for him. He's a good sort.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently,
He's
so.
getting way too much praise, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that guy sucks. He's awful.
All right.
Too much. His head's just like
Sucks balls.
huge. And then he's always asking people how you do, like how's it, how you going, how you going.
Who says that? I'm going good.
Bancroft.
How you
He
going?
doesn't say how you. He says how you going.
How you going, mate?
How you going?
Mate, how you going, mate?
Kind of like it. It's a cool
Yeah,
catchphrase.
Bancroft's got an uncanny ability to put people to sleep on his stream as well.
Oh yeah, no,
Especially when they're drunk.
It's a talent. I guess even Piper fell asleep.
Yeah, she went as well.
Dude, it's an elite group of people that have fallen asleep on Bancroft show. You know.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
that's what
part
you
of
get
it.
when you stream from the other side of the world.
Yeah. What is the how many pages is this?
Oh, for Second Gods, it is 60 pages.
So it's
Just
60
to-
pages.
Yeah.
And what are you doing about international shipping?
There is no international shipping. I'm only
So you-
shipping to the US.
Oh,
damn.
right. So I
What
can't
a
get this.
cocksucker.
Sorry, the two people said the same thing at once, one
I
at a
can't-
time.
Cocksucker.
I can't get this.
No, I understand. I'm really sorry about that. The thing is, like,
Why wouldn't you just charge for it? Just if people want to pay it, let them pay it.
look, the book is $22 and it would cost $22 to ship it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
plus
You know, there's a guy
international-
out there called Doug Tenaple who like charged
Yeah,
like
and I talked
twice
to
as
Doug,
much for shipping.
I
as
talked
he
to Doug about international shipping, and he told me it was a massive headache. And this is my first successful campaign, and so I just kind of want to iron out all the, I guess, the mistakes and all that first,
Yeah.
and then in a future campaign, I definitely do want to try and implement international shipping.
No,
But
I
for
get
now,
that.
yeah, for now, I'm just trying to keep it simple and just learning as I go.
Will there be a chance to get the first one
Yes.
at some point later? All right, cool. That's all right.
Then
You're forgiven.
I will
then.
definitely
I'll
be
let-
back for that. Definitely.
Yeah, no, it'll be a separate tier where you can get issue 1 and issue 2. So,
He's
yeah.
lost
cool.
me. He's lost me.
Okay.
Is Lucius still in the chat? Lucius, are you there? Post something in the chat if you're there.
This is
Anyway,
like
I
a
do-
seance. Lucius, are you there?
Lucius,
Are you with us?
speak to us. No, I do understand it. I can kind of appreciate that you want to keep it clean and simple. You don't want to overcomplicate this campaign. But you know, again, if people want to pay the price, I don't think you should, say
Yeah, well, look, this
no.
is...
If you're crazy enough and you're like, I'll pay that price to get the project. Why not?
I get that, but it's like, right now, like, this will be the first time I'm going to fulfill and ship a thing, so... It's the
That's
learning
fair enough.
phase. It's the I make all my mistakes and then I learn from the mistakes and then I can do the next one better and stronger and
Okay.
faster and leaner.
Are you
Fair
now?
enough. Fair enough.
Are you going to overprint this so you can offer number 1 to? If you do a second one, are you gonna? So you have it available?
Right now I can't afford to overprint it.
I'm starting to get depressed.
Yep.
How do you think I
Getting a
feel,
little
dude?
depressed. But you're
Alright,
not
well,
done yet, are you? You have 11 days left. You don't know what's going to happen.
No.
That's correct. I don't know what's going to happen. But I mean, don't get me wrong.
If you
I'm
can, man, I would
overjoyed that-
highly recommend overprinting as much as you can.
I can't afford to, dude. I can't do it. I've done the numbers. The initial funding
What
goal
if you
was.
What if you were to magically get to 10K?
Yeah.
If I was to magically get to 10K, then yes, I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Did you
right
hear that,
now,
You got to bear in mind as well, like as soon as you turn the presses on, man, the cost of printing reduces dramatically.
I understand that, but as I have been trying to say when people have been interrupting me,
Shut up!
Yeah.
is that the initial funding goal of 2,200 was the base amount that I would cover all the production costs and the shipping costs and stuff like that. So the fact that we're at 3K now is like, I'm just like, whoa, that's great. But even then, it's like, you know, it's still.
Well, you got to invest the rest of that into like lube, right?
No. Well, I mean, it's I guess it's a story of margins. It's like the most I'm probably going to make from this is maybe a couple $100 right now. I mean, yeah, it's like once you reach higher thresholds, then you start to make money, and then you can do things like overprint and add extras and stuff and all that.
Yeah, of course.
Thing.
You're such a scumbag, though, like talking about profit. You know, Scott Snyder refuses to make any profit on his game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess unless I was as cool and good looking as Scott Snyder, I just was never going to win in that regard. So I mean,
you sound all right, mate. To be fair,
I don't know. Here's. I mean, I understand. Like you're saying, I literally have no extra money to overprint this, but it's like that's how you will make money down the road, man.
Sure.
If you have the extra, because trying to reprint it later is going to cost you so much more than adding a few hundred on top of what you're already printing. Like it's so much. It just makes sense, man.
I get that, but I'm not going to lose. I don't want to lose money. Okay. It's like
you can't lose money. It's just an imaginary fucking fairy tale anyway.
Right. Sure. It's just a social construct, right?
Currency.
Yeah.
Currency. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, shall we get into the?
So let's look. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've almost got you in a place where you're legitimately pissed off at me, and I kind of want to see if I can get you there.
Believe it or not, it's really hard to piss me off. I mean,
let's find out.
Back the truck up, everyone. So I'm disappointed I can't get this book, but that's only because it looks so bloody great. I can get it digitally, but I'm not a digital person. So
all right,
I'll order it for you and charge you $50 to ship it.
Fucking do it. So we've got those possible slight downsides away from this book. We talked about all that. Now let's talk it up.
I'm so glad you didn't say Down syndrome.
No, this looks fantastic. So let's do it. Let's give it some.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it. Tell us what it's about.
So, Forsaken Gods is this fantasy story set in this fantasy world called Epic Earth, and in this fantasy world, centuries ago, there was this great war between the gods, and they all battled for supremacy. And because of this war, it populated the world with magic monsters, dragons, all that good stuff. And after the war was done, they sealed away all of their weapons that they used to fight each other in these dungeons and crypts. And so this issue 1, takes place centuries after that, and it focuses on the main character, Samara, who is an archaeologist. If you scroll up. Scroll up, Rod. Scroll up.
God damn it. I'm sorry. I was promoting it on.
Now go back down. Samara's like right down, a little more. Right
this
there.
One?
There.
Yeah.
All right.
So she's an archaeologist, and she goes into these dungeons not to find these weapons or treasure to enrich herself, but she's trying to figure out or piece together why the war happened and what was the cause of it, and sort of do the thing that archaeologists do. They're kind of like forensic scientists. They're trying to solve a mystery. And so she goes into one of these dungeons with sort of her this crew that she's hired, and the expedition goes sideways, and her whole entire crew gets killed. She escapes death, but she gets lost in this dungeon. And as she's trying to find her way out of this dungeon, she inexplicably or unexpectedly awakens the other main character of this book, Skull Knight. And as you can see, Skull Knight is this flaming skull encased in this giant piece of magical armor. And because Samara is the one that awoke Skull Knight, he is duty-bound to follow her around, protect her, and do as she commands. And the other thing is Samara doesn't realize this at first, because Skull Knight can't really communicate. He can only scream. And so she thinks he's actually trying to kill her. And so as she's trying to run away from him, he's trying to run after her. and yeah, hilarity ensues. And so that's sort of, issue 1 is sort of Skull Knight and Samara first meeting. Issue 2 will sort of be like more of a reveal of sort of more of the world and sort of the larger world and rules of this world that Skull Knight and Samara are in. And yeah, as each issue progresses, more and more is revealed, and we find out more about sort of like how the gods don't like the fact that Skull Knight has been awoken, and so they send things like all these different crazy creatures and other kinds of knights to try and destroy Skull Knight because they see him as a threat to their remaining power.
Yeah,
and that's an awesome squeaky toy.
Yeah, who is that?
and so Samara has to now try to contend living a life where she's got this giant hulking monstrosity following her around everywhere, and also she's got all these other things trying to come and kill her and Skull Knight as well. And so she's got to try and figure out who and what Skull Knight is and how to restore balance to the world, so to say. Yeah.
Nice, dude. That
Cool.
sounds great.
Good, man.
I really,
really
like
good.
the concept, for
Yeah.
sure.
Lovely art.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is. It sounds like comedy might play a factor in this. Is this definitely? Is humor something that you want to be a part of this experience?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm one of these guys who just wants to put everything in the pot, so to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's got a bit of humor, but it's got like tragedy and drama and action and just all of that sort of mixed in together. Because the other aspect of sort of this is that we as humans, we use stories to sort of communicate and pass down knowledge to each other through the generations, right? Ever since we first invented fire, and we were trying to figure out what was going on around us in the world, and so we kind of anthropomorphized the natural forces at first, and then science came along and kind of dispelled the mystery. But
ruined everything.
But the story still stayed. It's just the stories evolved as we evolved, and
no, God's still a dick.
True, but I mean, fairy tales and all of these other things, they all had lessons within them that we used to sort of teach each other how to sort of be good citizens and how to navigate society and the world and work together. And so in a way, I kind of wanted to tap into that. This is very much my own pantheon of gods, and it's very much my own world where I'm sort of doing my own take on it, and sort of tapping into sort of like that innate trait of ours as humans to want to, tell stories and communicate certain ideas through philosophy and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, Rasmus does ask a good question, like, what is the gender? I mean, I'm assuming.
Well, no, he asked
male,
when is Skull Knight's gender revealed, and that will be revealed towards the end of the series.
Okay.
But that'll be sort of like the big reveal of like who he is and how he became what he was.
Right. That'll be when it jumps the shark,
No, I think that'll be when the love of his life is brutally murdered and it utterly destroys his world and his the way that he's navigated up until that point.
Somebody's got a really tight butthole. That's all I can. Oh man, sorry, Fresher Luke.
It's all right.
It's horrible. What a nightmare for you.
That's because
I apologize.
Don't worry about it.
You should have been drunk. See, this would have been a lot of fun for
I
you.
know. If I was drunk, I'd be having a lot more fun right now.
Okay, well, talk to us a little bit about what you have on offer here in terms of tiers.
So no fucking book.
Excuse me?
It looks pretty simple.
Yeah,
This is about as streamlined as you can get.
Yeah, I've streamlined the tiers just because, and this is something like I've looked into and researched. Like, if you add too many choices, people tend to get overwhelmed, and then they just don't know what to choose, and they don't end up choosing anything at all. So, but having said that,
you put the limitation on human beings at 2, apparently.
No, I mean, it's a bit deceiving because the physical tier has, if you click on it and you go into it and you check it out,
you've got a bunch of add-ons.
I got a bunch of add-on perks. So, you know, you got the base stuff, which is the trading card and the stickers, right, and the digital and physical version. But the add-ons include original artwork, both pencil sketch and full color.
You have these down here, right?
Yeah, they're all down there. You get an acrylic standee, and you can get an extra trading card if you want. So
you have a standee?
Yeah.
Were you the first? Did you do this before Camel Moon?
No, it was actually Camel Moon that inspired me to do that.
Okay. I was going to give you credit, but never mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, I asked him, I was like, oh, you know, that's awesome. Like, where'd you get those made? And he told me, and I was like, thank you. Because I want to, people want something physical that they can sort of, like, just, like, and even though...
A book.
Well, like, people usually have, like, they want to buy figurines and action figures and stuff like that. So standee is like a sort of a cheaper sort of compromise.
Yeah, I want the damn book.
I like the standee.
Well, sorry, I don't know what a standee is.
So it's like a flat piece of acrylic, clear acrylic with, say, an image of, say, a Skull Knight, and then it's sort of inserted into another flat horizontal piece of acrylic. So it's kind of like this.
That's an awesome description.
All right, how would you describe
it's something
it, right?
cool. No, it's just something cool that sits on your desk, and it's the character standing there.
Yeah.
Hence the name standee.
Yeah. So it's like a cutout.
I just realized I've been talking on mute this whole time.
Oh, perfect. Oh, I should just put you on mute all the time. That would work out a lot better. There we go.
Sorry, did you have some questions, Dave?
No. It's all right. I was explaining to Russ what a standee was, but no one was taking any notice. And I was like, why is Rock talking over me? And I was like, I'm muted.
I'll listen now, Dave. Go on. You give me your explanation.
Yeah. All right. So basically, it's a 2D piece of plastic that stands up using an extra horizontal piece. So you get like your characters and everything.
That's what I just said.
They're really cool. Yeah.
Damn it. Where can I get one of those?
I'm explaining it in English, like British.
British. I'm explaining it in Bristolian.
Man, standees might be a nice addition to your campaign, Russ.
I was just thinking that,
because it's all ages. I mean, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, there's a company that I can send Rod the link to their website.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can get them in the UK.
So anyway, the extra trading card, you can get 3 variants if you want. You can choose. You can get, because they're like a cross between a trading card and a tarot card, just to keep within the theme of the theme of the book. And the 3 choices are: you can get Samara, the main character, and she's the historian. You can get the Guardian, which is sort of like I guess the antagonist of issue 1, and that one's the Sentry. And then there's this extra one for a character that's going to be in issue 2, Derek, the Romantic. So yeah.
Cool.
Do you say Derek the Romantic?
Yeah.
Okay. No. Not a name I would associate with romance, but carry on.
Well, I mean, just to talk about Derek, I mean, just to give you a little bit of a preview about him. So Derek's a demigod within this world, and he's lived for a couple of 100 years, and he can control and emit fire. But the other thing about Derek is because he's somewhat young for a demigod, so he hasn't really faced any adversity in any kind. Like, no one can really beat him, so he's at the top of sort of like the hierarchy, so to say. And so all the floozies in the town that he lives in, they kind of, they all want to have sex with him. So he's kind of like this Lothario. He's just kind of like sleeping around and drinking a lot and just really not giving a fuck about anything, right?
Yeah.
And so when in issue 2, he comes across Skull Knight, and all of a sudden, like, he's got an adversary that can actually beat him, and he doesn't know how to handle it. Like, this is the first time he's had to face anything that he can't defeat. And the whole romantic thing is like he's actually got history with Samara. Like, you know, he's always cracking onto her, and she's just not having any of it. She's like, you know, like he'll come up to her and be like, "Hey, Samara, how's it going, baby?" And she's like, "You knew me when I was 12. You know that, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, but you're looking mighty fine today," right? So he's that kind of guy, right? He just fucks whatever like woman is around him that's pretty hot.
So he's Gaston, then, basically.
Basically, but he's like a douchier version of Gaston.
There's a douchier version in Gaston.
Yeah, that's Derek.
Gaston wasn't a bad guy. He had good intentions.
Well, Gaston was like arrogant and aggressive, like thinking like he was always boasting how he was the shit, whereas Derek's just kind of like this.
like a man. I love that the portrayal of basically a traditional man was so vile. Like the way they did it made it so vile. Like,
well, I mean,
wow, he's confident and women like him, and wow, how awful is that?
Well, there's always two sides to that coin, right? You can be confident and sort of be not an asshole, right? It's like quietly confident, and people can admire that. But then you can have it where it's like that confidence can be toxic, and then you act like a jerk, right?
Right.
And that's
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, but that's sort of Derek's sort of big character arc in that he starts out in this place, but then like, you know, over time he learns and he becomes better, and he understands what it means to have principles and how to act on those principles and stuff like that.
You have how much time it really feels like you have this fleshed out. You really understand the characters.
Yeah.
How much time have you? I mean, how long has this been stewing for you? Like,
this has been, I guess, since the beginning of 2017, I think.
I honestly thought you were going to say time then.
Well, I mean, I was mulling it over, but then I was like, nah, I'll be serious for a minute. And yeah, I like 2016, 2017, something around that. Like, it all started with me drawing Skull Knight, but I didn't even know who Skull Knight was when I first drew him.
Yeah.
And like over the years, as I kept drawing him, I started to draw other characters around him, and then it's sort of, yeah, I was like trying to figure out like, who is he, like what kind of world does he live in, who are the people that he meets, and and so I kind of I just created this thing in my head, and then I was like, I gotta get it down on paper in some form. So
it's really, I can tell that you seem to really, you have a deep understanding of the world, the characters, how it's going to fit together, where you
well, I mean,
that's great, man.
I've got it all plotted out in my head, so yeah.
Very good.
I agree. Fuck Netflix.
Fuck Netflix, dude.
That place has gone so woke, dude. It's so fucking woke. The people that work there are fucking crazy. Like crazy ass people.
Yeah, clearly. So, how much is shipping in the U.S.?
I think I got it at like $5.
Cool. Fuck's sake.
So you're saying I can get the book, the digital, the trading card, stickers, and the background.
Yeah.
For what amounts to $27.
Yep.
Damn, that's a good deal.
Yeah. That's not as good as the deal that I was offering at the beginning of the campaign, but it's still a pretty good deal.
Oh, there was a deal at the beginning?
Yeah.
And how did you initially, when this campaign started? Are you in your first 30, or is this 60 days?
This is 60 days, so we're coming towards the end, the home stretch now.
Was it one big chunk of 60 days? Who the fuck is that?
Hold on, someone's got to play some music right now in the middle of my pitch.
Sorry.
Sorry, so what was that, Rock? Say that again.
Did you break it into 2 30 days or one big 60 day?
2 30 days. Yeah. So the first 30 days was the special offer, and then after that 30 days, I swapped out the tiers to the current tiers you see now.
Okay. And when you started the campaign, were you officially engaging ComicsGate at that point?
Yeah, I was going on streams and stuff like that, promoting it. I was on Shay the Red's stream. She really helped. I was on the Sweetcast stream, and that really helped. And Clint is a great guy. He really helped out, and it was a lot of fun to be on there.
Yeah.
I've been on a few. Yeah, I've tried to get on as many as I can.
Yeah. And of course you have, for anybody that isn't subscribed to Fresher Luke's channel, of course, check that out. It's Fresher Luke with the space between Fresher and Luke. Very easy to find. And what are your plans? Are you planning on trying to build your YouTube platform, or are you planning on just kind of engaging the network as it exists?
I think probably engaging the network is a little easier on my mental health.
Yeah.
Just
I
because
get that.
the other half of me is just spending most of my time drawing and trying to get the book out.
Nice.
I just finished stage 2 of the book, which is the tie-down phase. So everything after that is clear sailing now. It's just cleanup and color. So, we're on track.
Explain tie-down phase.
So I break it up into 4 phases. So phase 1 is sort of like the thumbnail phase, where I'm just kind of like, I guess I'm writing and drawing it at the same time. It's like super rough.
Yeah.
And so then I take those thumbnails to stage 2, which is the tie-down phase, which is sort of like I'm setting down the lines and sort of setting them. 99 or 95% of them are set in stone, so I know where to place my lines when it's easier for me to clean them up, right?
Sure.
And so that's stage 3, which is the line cleanup, which I take it into Photoshop and make it look really, really nice, right? Like everything is spot on. And then stage 4 is, the final polish. It's like, adding color, adding effects, lettering, stuff like that.
Now, do you start traditional?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And you don't really do an inks phase, is that?
No, that's stage 3.
Oh, okay. You do do inks. All right.
Yeah.
And I think I saw you are offering some original artwork here, so it is possible. Okay.
So there's 2 types of original artwork. You got the I think it's $30 for the sketch, which is a pencil sketch.
Yeah.
On cardstock, I think, and then you got color art, which is like really nice looking, like fully inked, fully colored, traditionally done original art, which is also on cardstock.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's $100.
Yeah, it is, and it says here that the original sketch done to your request.
Exact. Yeah, as long as it's not porn or furry shit, it's fine.
What's wrong with porn and furry shit?
So many things,
like combined.
That's like the perfect storm of a big no.
So if I wanted you to privately draw me some furry porn, you would refuse.
That's correct.
Ouch. Damn, I'm really gonna have to think about this.
Now I know why you're not an animator anymore.
No, you don't. That's not the reason why.
Was it because you were drawing furry porn?
All right. Very nice. And I know you've got a trailer here. Is this
watchable?
Should we watch it?
It's just me doing the same pitch over again.
That you just basically did for us.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of memes.
Really loud musical cues.
Yeah.
I do recall that from Bancroft.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's to shock you into paying attention, isn't it?
Shut up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shit. Is there anything else we need to know about this project?
It's going to be done and shipped out, and it's going to get in your hands on time.
And what would be on time?
December 2020.
December 2020.
At the latest.
That's pretty good.
What if they move the elections?
What's that got to do with anything?
I don't know. I just thought I'd ask.
I
don't think they're going to do that.
What if the entire postal service network is just obliterated? Are you going to hand deliver these to people?
I mean, I'm sure FedEx will do it. Come on.
I was going to say the U.S. Postal Service has pretty much already been obliterated.
I want it delivered on the back of a dragon. That would be my preferred delivery system.
Dang. I don't know. Like what kind of dragon? Komodo dragon?
That'll work. Yeah.
Your delivery would take 3 to 8 months.
Okay.
Because they move really slow.
Yeah, I never understood that in what game was that? Far Cry. It's like, dude, I can just kind of like sidestep it.
Pretty much.
Not really a threat.
Does anybody else have any questions?
When are you gonna fucking be able to send it to the UK, you fucking prick?
I've already answered this. It's going to be in the next campaign. All
I know,
right.
but it sucks. Like it's.
Well, just get in contact with Rot, and he'll buy it for you and send it to you.
I will, for a very elevated price.
I3. I'd like one.
I'm going to, with that elevated price that I charge UK folks to ship it to them, I'm going to give you that money, and then you can overprint the fucker. No, it's too late for that.
Wait, how much money are we talking here?
I think you underestimate people's willingness to throw money at you when they like.
No, I don't. It's just I've got my limitations, and I can't exceed those limitations.
We reject your limitations, sir.
You reject the limitations of reality? Is
what kind of?
I mean, Jesus.
What kind of man talks about his own limitations? It's not what I was taught. You're supposed to be able to do anything. Anything!
Yeah, that's what the SJWs were taught as well by their parents.
Man's got to learn his limitations.
Yeah.
You can be whatever you want to be, yeah.
That's what Clint said. Clint told us.
Yeah, and then like
not
20
Stoker.
years later, it's like,
Eastwood.
I told you could be anything, and you chose to become an asshole. That's really great. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
No, I wasn't talking about you.
All right. I was going to take it anyway.
That was rhetorical. That definitely was rhetorical. That was.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony!
I'm sorry, I had to do that. I know.
Where's Stefan? I've not seen that in ages.
Oh, Stefan? I think I got rid of it.
Oh, man.
It's not in my quick box. Oh, no, I wouldn't get rid of Stefan. Come on.
Stefan! You die!
Wow. I love that video so much.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And oh, go ahead.
No, carry on.
I was just going to say, this book is all ages.
Nice.
There's only, cool. I mean, there's a little bit of violence, but I'm trying to keep it as tasteful as possible.
Okay.
I think probably the two worst things is one guy gets his head lopped off, but it's nothing too crazy, just a bit of blood. And another guy gets cleaved in half, but I kind of did that off panel, so it's kind of implied.
Okay.
That's all ages. That's fine. A little bit of head taking off is all right.
Is that cool?
I thought you were going to say a little bit of head is all right.
Do you concur, Russ? Like head separation is...
yeah, a little bit of decapitation is fine. It's kid friendly. Yeah.
As long as there's no penetration, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Are we talking about sexy violence or violent sex?
What is going on?
I don't know. We've lost all...
Wait, was that people?
Spiraling. It's almost 2 hours in. I'm spiraling. What do you want from me?
Was that peephole? Have you got peephole's docs?
What do you want from me?
You know that sheep's looking at Peep going, don't look me in the eye.
No kissing, no lips.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I like this. I like that CG is starting to... There's a collection of... Hold on.
What are you doing?
Time out. Russ is at it again.
This is the most professional stream I've ever been on, Rot. That's awesome. This is awesome.
I guarantee you've sold at least 100 books already.
Yeah? You think? If we...
You might be able to print a whole 30 books now.
If what you're saying is true and I sold 100 books, then that means we've probably broken the first stretch goal, which is $3,300, which means 4 more pages of art are going to be added, making it 64.
This is good, isn't it?
Which means we're not going to get it till January. Fuck.
No, you'll still get it at the same time.
Okay. Just kidding.
That's impressive.
Where are the stretch goals? I didn't.
They're at the top, dude. You went right past them.
Jesus.
It says stretch goals.
Stretch goals.
Don't ask me to read stuff.
They're up. There we go. Yeah.
What made you? Why 3,300? What was that? Is that? Are you Illuminati? Is that what?
33 and a third.
No, because it's like doing the math for the printing costs, it's about $3,000, but then Indiegogo takes like a certain percentage, which is, why originally it was $2,200 for the initial pledge amount. So the $300 is paying the Indiegogo fee.
Those greedy fucks. God damn it.
I like that last one. 350,000.
And how far off are we from your $250 away?
Yeah.
From 4 more pages of art.
Yeah. And you just said I sold 100 more, so.
Oh, you're obviously, you're over that. You're on your way to the next one.
Well, let's do a refresh. Let's see the 100.
Everyone gets no, let's not do the refresh. I don't want to. I'm not.
You don't want to
be
proven wrong.
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not a boastful man. I'm not going to do that.
Rob, Albino makes a good question actually to Luke.
Dun, dun, dun. Thunderbuns. If an angel investor gave Luke the money to overprint, would he do it?
Yes. But
that was quick. Did you see how little I believe him because there was zero hesitation.
Because it's like if they get into contact with me and tell me how much they want printed, and I give them the price and they pay that price, then yes, I do it. It would make.
If someone got in contact with you and told you how much they were willing to pay of postage, would you post?
I would say get in contact with Rod.
Fuck's sake.
No, I'm not doing this extra work. Fuck off.
You just said you would.
CG UK, mate. So it's like 30 odd members to live.
This is the most important question.
No.
No penis? You can't, dude. The gender reveal happens later, man. You can't ask.
Well, in the state that we see him right now, I mean, no, he isn't. He's a flaming skull in a piece of armor. He's got. Yeah.
In the state that Rot is in, I don't think it matters if he's got a penis.
What state are you referring to?
The state of California, of course.
I'm in control of all of my behavior and senses. Absolutely.
Digits.
In California, are you sure? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills in this place.
I've got a funny feeling Rot hasn't had his daily update yet.
That's right. Ah, god damn it.
Oh, darn. Well, maybe there's 100 or just late. Maybe they're in the shower or something.
I know.
The sad thing is, you'd have definitely had 3.
I'd have backed it. Yep.
I don't know. This comes up a lot. I don't know what to tell you guys, aside from what I've already said. I mean, look, I know I have people internationally who really love this, but I can't. The best I can do is the digital tier. That's all I can do right now.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I feel really bad about it.
No, you don't. That's the bad part. Like, if you felt bad about it, we'd be all right with it.
What do you want me to do? You want to cut my arms and bleed for you, man? Like,
yes.
Luke, don't worry about that. It's just British humor, all right?
Okay, all right. Sorry,
especially your right arm. Right arm.
Yeah, my drawing arm. Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, and all the
racist arm.
These CG UK people, man, they've infected me with rudeness. It's
I thought the Brits were the most polite people in the world.
Oh no, people got us so wrong. If we're giving you shit, it means we like you, basically.
Jesus.
All right.
If we're not giving you shit, that's when you need to be worried.
Usually when I'm drunk, I can take this all with like, oh, that's hilarious. But I'm like, I ran out of booze. And I ran out of weed. And
how did you let that happen?
That's not an excuse.
It is a total excuse.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
If we're being unacceptable.
If we're being rough on you, we like you, and if we're polite to you, we're probably invading your country.
This is fair.
Pretty soon you'll be spending the Queen's money, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, it's like you're getting a peek at my West State now, right? Like, yeah, because normally I'd be like, oh, that's hilarious.
No, you already gave that to us when you couldn't do your pitch.
Yeah,
we saw your.
Whenever I come on this stream, I'm always at my worst. So. All the other streams, everything's hunky dory, but I come on here, I'm like, oh.
Dude, that's gonna be my new tagline. Rotten Glory, see fresher Luke at his worst.
Yeah,
that's my new channel tagline.
Yeah, you do it. That'll be great. Free publicity. And underneath that, back Forsaken Gods. Yeah, unless you're anywhere except the U.S. So.
I just, I love that I can have people on and just move that needle for them. It
Yeah.
it makes me it feel like your time was really well spent. You coming on here and sharing your project. You know.
No, I mean, no, I get that. It's something that I aspire to as well, like pay it forward in some way. You know?
Gosh, I do. I really hope to get to a place where that happens.
Yeah.
Where people come on and they're like, "Holy shit, look at that!
Yeah.
I made money being here." And I'm
I mean, well, that's what happened when I was on Sweetcast. Like that exact thing happened, and it was a great feeling. Well, no, I'm not trying to like belittle yours. It's like
no, I get it.
It's like that feeling that you get. Like I wanted in that moment, I was like, I want to share that feeling with others and like have other people experience that in some way. But the road is long. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that feels like, being able to have someone on your platform and see them start to succeed. It's like that's gotta feel incredible, and I do want to get to that place, but it's just gonna it's gonna take some more work. I got a ways to go. I'll get there.
Channel envy.
The thing is, right, like the thing about like especially like the smaller CG channels is that the fact that it's just extra exposure. Like from this, I've gone and I've tweeted out his campaign, Luke's campaign, because I really like it. Can't buy it, but I really like it. And so I've sent that out. So it's just a little bit extra. It might be one person that sees it, and it's like that one person will pass it on to someone else, and that's what all the whole CG independent comics network is all about. You just gotta get yourself out there. And
did you see this message?
Yeah, I'm searching for him right now, so I'm gonna.
It sounds promising, man. I mean, I'm not gonna,
Yeah,
that
no,
could
I mean,
be maybe this is what I've been able to do. Is maybe I'll bring you together with Thunder Buns, and magic will happen.
Hopefully,
bring you together with Thunder Buns.
Well, I mean, the printer that I'm the guy that I'm using to print it, like he gives me like a pretty good price, and he does pretty good work because he was the guy that I used to print Bikini Cowboy back when I was self-publishing that. So, and I'm going to be using him to print for Forsaken Gods. So
nice.
So hopefully it'll all work out. So.
We do have a latecomer here who is Hatch is wondering. Do you have one more little 30-second quick pitch in you, or should we watch this video of yours?
Let's watch the video. Let's watch the video.
Should we establish whether the latecomers from the US first?
Oh, that might be good. Where do you live, Hatch?
Where you live, Hatch?
Can we dox you for a second?
We can't just go. We can't. The last thing we can do is go around disappointing people on a stream.
Well,
Captain, you had me on your stream, dude. Why are you giving me the third degree, bro? I will say
he's in the USA. He's in the USA. We're safe. We're good to go.
All right, sweet. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. I think I have the sound shared.
Yeah, you better turn it down a bit.
I'm going to turn it down. Ah!
Hi, it's your boy Fresher Luke. I'm here to tell you about a new book and IP that I'm looking to get off the ground. The project in question is called Forsaken Gods, a 60-page full-color comic book that follows the adventures of an archaeologist named Samara Ankma and her search in trying to find out what caused a great war between the gods,
which resulted in the world to be filled with magic, dragons, spirits, and monsters, as well as ancient magical artifacts of immense power.
Anyway, the story of the book takes place when Samara and her hired help enter a vault that sits under the Great Iron Horse Mountain, as she looks for clues to the war's origin. Once there, her entire team is killed, leaving her to try and escape on her own, only to come face to face with an amazing weapon known only as the Skull Knight. This is issue 1 of a potential multi-issue series exploring Samara and her journey in trying to figure out who or what Skull Knight is, while also being pursued by deadly foes, hell-bent on either capturing or destroying the creature. As she has not only awoken Skull Knight, but also the long-sleeping old gods that survived the war who see the Skull Knight as a threat to their remaining power. The book itself will contain 50 pages of story with 10 pages of behind-the-scenes sketches, plus special guest art from some exceptionally talented artists and concept designers. All of it will be in full color. On top of that, also included in the base tier are some stickers and a special custom-made trading card featuring none other than the Skull Knight himself. If this sounds like a project for you, then vote with your dollar and back this campaign on Indiegogo. And also, feel free to spread the word via social media as well. Many thanks. I'm Fresher Luke, and thank you for considering Forsaken Gods. I hope to see you at the finish line.
See how professional I am. I didn't cut off your crescendo like
Thank you,
Bancroft
sir.
did.
Yeah, Bancroft did that.
Yeah, what an asshole.
I know, right? Well, he's Australian. What do you expect?
Although he maybe sold you a few copies, whereas
maybe, yeah. No, like my number.
I only connected you with an angel that is probably going to change your life. I mean,
probably, yeah.
But I don't want any credit for that kind of thing.
Damn right, you're the man.
So that's the campaign.
I feel like you need to update that video, man.
To what?
To a video that isn't inaccurate and also weird.
What? How?
It's first of all, it said 50 pages.
No, the breakdown is 50 pages of story plus 5 pages of behind the scenes art, and then 5 pages of like pinups from special guest artists.
Okay, I see.
So it's 60 pages in all. And so when we break that the first stretch goal of 3,300, that'll be 4 more pages of a mix of that. So like guest art and more behind the scenes stuff.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. I mean, it's a little confusing, but I got it.
How is that confusing?
I feel like you do have more. You probably have more art, and I don't know. It's like maybe
I do. It's
like I think you have a kind of maybe a little weird sense of humor where like some of the screens were like. I think it might confuse people. Like, why are you showing me weird photos of stuff when you could
because I had to bang out a trailer, dude.
I know. That's why I'm saying make a new one.
I like
I'm not. I mean, seriously. I think. What do you guys? Okay. Am I the only? Am I just a dit? Am I being an asshole?
Dude, this is humor on YouTube now. Like sort of like this sort of clip art stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I have seen a lot of YouTube channels use that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it's funny. It's hilarious because it's kind of like a little bit ironic, but a little bit sort of like.
No, I get that. There were points where I connected with the humor of it, and there were other points where it felt like you just didn't have anything else to put there.
Like what?
Like the guy, it hung on the guy like waking up to the alarm.
Yeah,
like way too long.
Oh, is that your only criticism?
I have more. Do you want more?
All right, yeah, let's hear it. I want to hear it.
We can really go for it.
Let's pick it apart, dude.
No,
I think you're wrong.
I would like to see you have a 45-second, concise, all artwork, like legitimate trailer that isn't just being ironic.
I see what you're saying.
Just have
an alternative one.
Have a different one, yeah.
Have just both. With artwork.
I'm not saying get rid of this.
So what you're saying is something that's like a trailer to a movie, but for a comic book, like what we've seen with other.
Yeah.
All right, I understand that. I understand that. The thing is, I guess I'm lazy.
That's not what we want to do. We don't like that. By the way, audience, go away. This stream already ended. It's not happening. No, he didn't say he was lazy.
Oh, I'm just joking. I'm joking. That's a joke, dude.
As a point,
I know it's a joke. Anyone that makes a comic book is so far from lazy, it's absurd to even suggest it.
The only thing I'd say is I understand why you've said 50 pages of story and 10 pages of add-on, and I've got the same issue as you. I've got 60 pages of story and 20 pages of add-on, but when I hit the top line, I just say 80 plus pages in the book. I just leave it at that, and then explain it later down the line. Yeah, I totally see what you're doing, but
I've done that in the campaign page. You look at it; it says 60 pages, but people are like, "Oh, 60 pages of story." I'm like, "No, well, the breakdown is this." So
I think people, as long as people get 60 pages of content, they're not expecting. If you get 60 pages. and it's all got something on every page of value, then if your story is only 50 pages or 55, you're not gonna get upset by that.
Okay. Well, it's just on previous streams, that question would come up like, what is it? 60 pages of just story? I'm like, well, no, it's technically this other thing.
Right. Yeah, it is.
So rather than having,
I think that's okay. I think that's great. You've got to explain that. I'm absolutely with you, and you have to explain that. But I'm just thinking of like a headline.
Let's refresh it.
of a headline video. In the kind of line that Rot's talking about, just like 45 seconds. Here's all my artwork. This is fantastic.
Okay.
This is a story. 80 pages. Buy it now.
I would have an alternate version because a 2+ minute version is like something that not everybody's going to want to engage or play on it. And if you have a shorter, more concise, high energy version, like you're probably going to get more play on it. Seriously.
You should have seen the previous version. That was 5 minutes.
Was it like, dude, nothing can
That thing was an epic.
Your boy Zach's like 13-minute ramble.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Zach stuff.
60 blank pages. I could sell that. I could do that.
If you could sell that, you'd be my new hero, dude.
So, now, see, I would refresh the page here. And be like, dude, I sold you a copy. But I'm like, maybe he backed this like 30 days ago.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe that is okay.
Take the chance, man. Take a chance.
Don't do it.
I'm actually scared right now.
I've refreshed.
All right, hold on. I'll do it.
Lucius is like, you guys are still going? I don't know why we're still going. Why are we going? Sorry, Russ. I didn't mean to keep you here this long. This show's only supposed to be an hour.
It's been great fun, and you know what? This is a really good project, and
thank you.
I am waiting in anticipation to get hold of the second one where I can actually get it delivered to me. I understand the reasons. But it really does look good. Anybody in the US that can bloody back this project. It looks fantastic.
Don't know why you're letting him off.
Yeah.
Look, guys, it's $7. You can get a little something to tide you over.
Man, I wouldn't wank.
I know
for
it's
$7.
tough, but you know,
I wouldn't pay you $7 to wank, mate.
But it's there if you want it. All right, so
okay, fair enough. But it is a good
furry muff.
Furry muff. Outside of that, it is fantastic. Go get it. I've already tweeted it. Go do it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
This is why you don't understand the frustration so much, Fresher, because we know how good it is. That's why we want it.
I fully understand your frustration. That's why I put in that digital tier, because I knew that was going to be like a thing for my international fans and backers.
Digital's gay.
That's the best I could do for now, right? Like,
I definitely an actual real comic book. Here's something you didn't want. Digital.
No, I'm feeling bad now. I hope that people aren't put off by the post costs when I put mine up. Otherwise,
God, I'm really bad at this. Like Fresher looks like I'm never. When I have issue 2, I won't be.
I'm not coming back.
I won't be coming back.
How much is it? How much are you charging to post the digital version?
What? It's free, dude.
Oh dear, no, dear.
Only
that was the worst joke, Captain. That was the worst joke.
Yeah, you were all laughing.
I wasn't laughing because jokes are funny.
Who's the more foolish? The fool or the fool that follows the fool?
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I love that one.
Okay, Russ. I know you've got something to promote.
Yeah, right. Okay. You can find me at russleach.com. You can find me at comicbookblackwell.com. But most importantly, you can find my book at onlydeathcansavus.com. You can find the online shop there where you can purchase all kinds of merchandise with death on it and also my comic book black belt logo. But more importantly, you can go to the Indiegogo from there and also the address will be in the description as well. Sign up there. And if you sign up early, the campaign is due to start 1st of September. If you sign up now, you'll get an acrylic sticker along with any campaign that you back.
Nice.
Right, you got to click the thing Lucius just posted.
All right, I will do it.
That'll be the Fresh Alludes tier.
Wait, there's nudes?
No, Fresh Alludes.
Oh.
That's
just Luke nudes.
that changes the whole game. I could get into that digital.
Yeah, that'll be I don't know what stretch goal would that be?
Sorry, stretch goal. I don't know.
I don't get it.
No,
Obviously.
You're too young. You're too young and innocent, Dave. Don't worry about it.
Captain Puckhead, anything that you would like to shout out?
The Royal Mail Postal Service.
Doing a good job, are they?
They are gold, yeah.
Nice.
What's so royal about them?
Managed by the Queen, mate.
Really? She gets in there and she makes sure they're doing their work. And
She licks all the stamps.
Yep, she licks all the stamps.
Nice.
She makes sure that all international postage is cheap and of a fair costing.
If she licks all, wait, I got a question. If she licks all the stamps, is it always going to be the small number of people who steam the stamps off and like rub them against their face?
Yeah,
that's not where I rub them.
Do you think it's weird, like, that our children grow up and, like, maybe they're in a strip club one day and they're like, they see their mom's face on the money everywhere?
And then they put it in they jam it in the fucking G-string?
That's exactly why one of them ran off to Canada.
That's got to mess with your head a little bit.
Sometimes they're on a strange island and they don't know what they should be doing with it.
I can understand where Prince Andrew's coming from now.
To be fair, none of them actually carry cash anymore.
No.
Oh, well, that's true.
I did hear that Harry, what he does when he's dropping money for the strippers, is he just waves his card at them and goes beep.
Oh yeah. He swipes it. Is that what he does?
I tried that once.
Right down the middle.
Yeah, it was just
sticky.
I'm like, beep. Did it go through? Oh, fuck.
That's exactly how you do it, but that's how you do it. You just go beep and just run.
I swear it went through. What you got for us, Dave?
Well, as normal, follow me, Bristolian D, down there. See that one on Twitter?
Bristolian D.
Yeah. Cat keeps trying to get me to change it, but I'm
yes,
not doing it.
Baba Wookie. Baba Wookie's a great name for Twitter.
I know.
Make it
I
happen.
know,
That is
but-
good. That is good.
But YouTube channel coming soon. Like I said, it's been a bit delayed. Go preemptively subscribe to my YouTube. All right, and I will talk about all the shit I like. So movies, comic books. Never know. I might get Fresh Luke on there at some point in the future. Maybe Cap, but that might just get my channel shut down.
Yeah.
Hey, I've never got anything shut down.
No, that's true. That's true. Not yet.
It's because they know you went to that posh school, so you're in the club, man.
More than one of them, mate. More than one of them. Fucking hell, that was a nightmare.
There's a club and you're a part of it, dude.
Me and you need to compare school stories. Fuck it up.
The one thing I do value very much from school is cricket bats, metal rulers, and slippers.
Yeah, slippers.
Proper man punishment. You grow up a man by getting punished like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and of course, Fresher Luke, do you have anything that you would like to promote to Americans only?
First of all, I want to say thanks to. I want to thank Dave, Bristolian Dave, for doing all the retweets. I really appreciate that, man. And also you Rot, for having me on here, and everybody else.
You don't mean that.
I do mean that. I do want to promote, obviously, Forsaken Gods, back Forsaken Gods. Other things I want to promote is there's a petition on change.org for dungeon crawlers, greenlight dungeon crawlers.
Okay.
If you want to give that a sign, that'd be great. I did this 3-minute animated short for Nickelodeon, and
where can we see that?
That's on YouTube. You go to YouTube, you go into the search bar, you type in Dungeon Crawlers Nickelodeon, and it'll come up. So if you leave a like and a comment on that, that'd be great as well. It was a 3-minute animated short that I did for Nickelodeon, and because of cancel culture, they basically got it canceled. And but you know, all the feedback for it has been really positive. People really like it. So sign the petition, let them know that they were wrong for doing that. You can follow me at Fresher Luke on Twitter, and you can go to my YouTube channel, Fresher Space Luke, and subscribe to me there if you want.
Cool, man.
Cool.
I'm trying to look at this Dungeon Crawlers thing.
We can talk about that. I directed
Some
it.
other time.
I did the character designs. I painted and designed all the backgrounds.
Okay.
I wrote it. The only thing I didn't do was the animation. We farmed that out to a really crappy studio in South Korea.
Okay.
They didn't do a great job, and
I'll speak to Comic Mark about that for you.
Yeah, and I didn't do any voice acting in it. So.
Well, I would really love to have an in-depth conversation with you about things like this.
Sure.
Maybe sometime next week.
Sure.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Well,
thanks to the panel. Thank you guys for giving your time, being here. Thanks to the chat, as always. And we will see you tomorrow for what is bound to be an absolute clusterfuck. Or it could be fun.
Of course.
It
Yeah,
could
it's
be
Friday,
fun.
isn't it, tomorrow?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw this.
ComicsGate Pictionary is coming. No idea what's going to happen. It could get crazy. It could be... who knows? I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be worth checking out. So hope to see you guys.
I can't wait to see how you're going to make this work.
Yeah. I'm still figuring it out. So we'll see. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.